What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. On this video we're going to be installing the front suspension on the Trail Tough Trail Slayer kit. So I already did some work to the front axle. I don't know, man, I'm just trying to get this thing done so then it's a roller. So I've been pretty much working on it pretty much all day. I didn't pick up the camera because, well, I didn't really feel like it, but anyways, I'll show you what the work I got done to the front axle. I just started grinding off the undercoating on the frame to be able to put the frame brackets up on, which that's being a big pain. But let's check out this front axle. So here's the front axle so far. I put a truss on it that I made a long time ago. It was fighting me all day on a fitment. It's definitely not perfect. Like, there is some gaps on the bottom, but it's not horrible. So yeah, I just pretty much tacked everything for now. My plan is to mock it all up and see how it sits and make sure the brackets, the Trail Slayer brackets are right where they're supposed to be. I also might cut the shock mounts off too and do like ball gussets. So that's kind of why I want to mock it up and see how everything sits. And I also have to try the front diff too, just to make sure it clears this bracket. I also added little gussets for the stops, which I actually beaded a nut. I forget what size nut. I think it was like a 5/8 nut into the inside, and then I tacked it. Well, tacked these on both ends. So that's pretty much axle. So, like I said, I've been working on doing this, which, dude, it is a pain. Like, it's real thick and it's taking forever to come off. I'm using these type of wheels. I don't know, they're cheap. I don't want to use my sanding disc, which the sanding disc will rip them off, but it eats them up real quick because they get all gummed up. And I have 3M ones, so they're kind of expensive, and I really don't want to use them to do that. So I'm using these. So I'm pretty much, I'm going to finish this up, get the brackets mounted up, and maybe I'll try to maybe drill some holes and mount them tonight. I don't know. I mean, my plan was to try to get like the links on the front, try to get the track bar bracket on the frame just tacked, and then try to get all the link bars on just for mock-up and see what it looks like. So I guess I'm going to put this thing in time-lapse and get to work. So let's get to it. Okay, so got the frame undercoating ground down. I got the brackets back on. I figured I'll probably pull the brackets off again, just primer it, and then just use black paint and then slide them back up on, because once I put them on, I'm going to drill the holes and then they're not going to come back off. So I guess I'll pull these back off, primer it, paint it, put them back on, and then I'll start the video putting the cross member on. Okay, let's try this again for the third time. Cross member is in. The previous clips I have of me doing it, I had the radio on. Can't do that because of copyright reasons. Second clip, recording it, GoPro froze up, didn't know it. Yeah, so anyways, third time's a charm. So let's check out the cross member. So there's the cross member bolted in. Got the holes drilled through the frame. Got everything tight. Now pretty much my next step is to install the front links, because I didn't get the rear axle brackets on the housing yet. But also in the instructions, it does talk about this, which is, yeah, I guess you can see it. Like, if you can tell, this hole is offset. So you want the lower offset at the bottom, which, as you can see, exactly that's how it is. So I guess I'm gonna get the links out, and I'm pretty sure it gave some measurements on what to set the links at. So let's see here, my garage is a wreck. We got the cross member on. Oh, I guess the subframe Titan 4. Yeah, we did that. Oh, okay, I guess this front cross member I can put on too, which I'll do that next, since that's what it's telling me to do. So I'll do that. So I'll get the front cross member in. It looks like it goes where the factory diff was bolted in. So we'll get that in. So let's do it. Damn, I suck. I suck. Dude, we're just gonna cut it. So, wow, this is gonna be a fun one. Okay, so we got that one. I hope there's gonna be someone out here that appreciates this video. So measure a 1/2 inch from the bottom of the hole. I can't even see it because I don't have a light. Oh man. Okay, so we got them trimmed. Let me get in there with okay, it's definitely a tight fit. Definitely a tight fit. Okay, so that's pretty much how you get the cross member in. Probably leave it loose until you get the panhard bar or track bar bracket mounted on the frame, so then you can kind of move it where you need it. So let's get the track bar bracket bolted up to it and see what we can do. Okay, so we got the track bar bracket now. We definitely have to do some grinding because this does get welded on. So it pretty much goes in here like this. So I'll probably pop this brake line off here and then try to get the brake line up and out of my way. And then we'll do some grinding. So let's get this brake line off. Okay, so get this thing, put her up through here, like so. Clip, I want to keep that. Okay, it looks pretty good to me. So I guess we'll get it all bolted up. I'll clamp it and then tack it. Tack it in hopefully four spots. And maybe do like a little stitch weld at an easy spot to use a cutoff wheel if I have to cut it off to move it or something. So, yeah, so let's get to that. Okay, so we got 4 spots. Probably do one more just for shits and giggles. Okay, so that's good and tacked. Well, pretty much got the front end as far as I could get it. I actually found some parts that I'm missing. I'm missing the little coil spacers, the aluminum spacers that you slide up over the factory mounts, which is here. Yeah, they slide up here and then you drill a hole and then you clamp it down to it, which I'm missing them. So I messaged a guy that I bought all this stuff off of to see if he can find it. I haven't heard anything back. Worst comes to worst, I'll just have to call Trail Tough and buy them from them. But anyways, the front's pretty much all together. I mean, it's just all finger tight. It's just all mocked up. I just wanted to see how it was all together and make sure everything fits before I fully weld everything on. So now I'm going to start working on the rear axle, which I got the brackets just sitting on just to see how they go and then mark them out where I need to grind them. But I did notice the rear one that I'm going to have to trim a little bit because that is a pretty huge gap and you definitely can't weld that gap. So I'm going to have to cut some off these to lower down. And then I also saw these pieces too that are almost hitting. So I'm going to have to trim these down too to get it to sit down a little bit. So I got to do that. My plan was to try to build a truss for this thing. Something kind of like the front. Something that goes along the back of it. And then have like a diff cover underneath of it. Which I honestly, as of right now, I don't feel like building one because it takes so much time. So I'll probably just tack these on, get it underneath of it, and then mock it all up. And then next week when I have time, when I'm waiting for like the gears and stuff for the axles and the lockers, I'll probably, if I have free time, because I just did get some orders last night, so I'm gonna have to start cutting that stuff out tomorrow, assembling it Monday, and try to get that stuff shipped out by Wednesday. So maybe if I have time around Thursday or Friday, I might start messing with like pull the axle back out and then start mocking up the rear, trying to mock up a rear truss for it, because it definitely is going to need some sort of diff cover. So I might as well just do a truss and all that stuff. What else was I going to say? Oh yeah, and I figured also I have to put the transfer case gears in the transfer case. So I was thinking I can get that done too, because I never done that before, so I don't know how they are. Samurai transfer case gears, they're pretty simple once you do it 2 or 3 times. So I got to do that yet. And then, like I said, I got to order them coil spacers, I guess they're coil spacers, aluminum spacers. Order them. So yeah, so let me get this thing prepped, and we'll get these brackets tacked on and trimmed up so they fit good. So let's get to it. Okay, so the last clip you guys saw was me grinding the axle down to get it prepped to weld the brackets on the axle. I had some video footage after that of me fixing the upper link mount. It needed trimmed or grinded down so it would fit better. I did a video on that. I did a video on me putting them on. I've had a video even of the front axle. Me putting the front axle underneath and putting the links on. Same thing with the rear, but for some reason my GoPro, I don't know, like it works and it's saying it's recording, and then I upload the videos to my laptop and I go to play them, and pretty much it goes for like 5 to 10 seconds and then all of a sudden it freezes and then the audio just keeps playing. So I can't go back and redo all that stuff because I'm already so far ahead already. So I'm just going to show you where I'm at right now. And then pretty much in the next video, I'm going to show you what parts I bought for the axles, because I did have to buy parts and all that stuff, which I'll start that video off with that. But anyways, I'll show you what progress I've made so far. I ran into some issues with the front axle when I had it in. When I mocked up the front steering, I had to cut the front diff cover down, which you'll see here. I had to trim the front diff cover down because the steering I guess tie rod bar or drag link was hitting the top of the cover. So yeah, like I said, I trimmed that. I built a truss for the rear axle. I built it very similar to the front one. I messed that thing up probably 4 or 5 times trying to figure it out. It took forever to get it figured out, but it's all welded up, it's painted. All I have to do is hook the links back up to it and it's ready to go. So without further ado, let's show you these axles. They are a piece of art. Okay, so here's the front axle. So like I said, I had to cut the top, as you can see here. I cut that out for the drag link, so the drag link didn't hit. I'm actually thinking it's for the tie rod. Yeah, I think it's for the tie rod bar, because the high steer arms are like up here. So yeah, it's for the tie rod bar for a clearance. So I had to cut that out, which I think it looks a lot nicer as it is, because it doesn't look big and bulky. But that's pretty much the front end all mocked up. I still didn't weld the track bar bracket to the frame because, well, this is why. Okay, so the kit comes with, oh yeah, and also got these spacers finally. I got them in last Wednesday. Today's Sunday. So I got the coils on, along with the retaining spacers. But as I was saying, the kit comes with 16-inch coil springs. These are 12-inch coil springs. I've had these for the rear of my Samurai because the rear of my Samurai is 4-linked. I'll probably have to get higher weight ratings because I think these are 170s. I think I need like 200s in the front. I'm just trying to see how it sits with this because my plan is to keep this low as possible because I want a real low center of gravity. Because my plan is, this is just the plan. My plan is to try to maybe compete in competitions up at Roush Creek Off-Road Park. So it's kind of why I'm trying to get it low as possible. And then also, what else? Yeah, I got the, oh yeah, I didn't even show you this because the video messed up. But here's these ball gussets I did. I kind of thought there was a, I've seen this done but different than what I did. So I had added the shock mount right into the ball gusset, which I think turned out pretty sweet. And then see the back one, I had to bend it. There you can see it, I had to kick it in. So, I mean, pretty much. And then I also had it, these are from the Trail Tough kit, which bolt into the factory strut mount, which is pretty nice. So I got them installed, I got the shocks installed. I'm pretty sure with weight on it, I think I have about 2 inches of up travel, which I'm not really concerned about a lot of up travel because it's a rock crawler, so it's not going to be going over any sweet jumps or anything. So yeah, so I'm not really worried about that. I did run into some issues with the rear shock mounts. Technically not really run into issue, but the shocks for the rear are definitely going to be too short because, yeah, I'll just show you. So here's the rear axle. Like I said, I did it very similar to the front. Kind of hope you can see that. It's a little dark. But, I mean, all welded up. It's all painted, ready to go. As far as the shock, like I had to grind this out too for the shock, for clearance. And then also, like I said about the shock, like the shocks are definitely too long because they're fully collapsed when I had it sitting on its own weight when the springs were down. And these spring rates are 130s, and I think the kit comes with 120s. So I think that spring rate's going to be good for the back. So my plan is, since this is all rusted out, as you can see, it's all rusted out anyways. My plan is to probably cut this bar off because I have to put a new bar in it for the gas tank. Cut all this off. And then maybe just redo a bracket for a shock. And instead of doing like the stud, do the eyelets, kind of like the fronts. I have some shocks. I don't know what lengths they are. So I'll probably just remount shocks. Because, like I said, we're going for very little up travel because we're trying to keep this thing low slung and then the weight's lower. So that's pretty much it for the, like I said, I still got to put the links up on. And then I'm trying to give you a good shot of the rear axle. It's kind of hard to see because it's black. So, I mean, that's the rear axle. It turned out really good. Like I said, I messed up probably 5 times trying to get this truss perfect. Like the first one, I tried to like do this the whole way across it. So then it was like continuous the whole way. And then do a diff cover under it. But dude, I just kept messing up and I didn't want to keep wasting the materials. So I said, screw it. And besides, I was like, it's not going to really match the front. So I ended up doing it this way. And the diff cover, I cut out the same one I did for the front. Well, here, I guess like the differential part is bigger. So I had to go back in and then make it bigger and then try to fit it and then scrap that one and then cut out another one. But anyways, it's done. So it's pretty much where it's sitting right now. I mean, I don't think I need to say anything more. I think that's where we're at. So yeah, that's where we're at. I did get a bunch of parts. I finally ordered a bunch of parts last week, which I got them last week already because I'm very behind on getting this project done because, yeah. But anyways, thanks for watching. If you like this video, definitely hit the like button. And if you want to see more of my videos, definitely subscribe. And the next video will be of all the parts I bought for the axles. And then also, hopefully in the next video, this thing's sitting on its own weight. So definitely check out that video when it gets put out there.